Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Midday live from the News Hub. My name is Portia Gabo, and coming up this afternoon, 2 Togolese secret agents who stormed Amwako in Jasikan district of the Volta region nearly lynched. One person killed at Nanjune in Trepone district of the northern region as renewed clashes enter day 3. On the foreign front, authorities in Mali say gunmen have killed more than 30 Fulani civilians in the central Mopti region. Let's go to the Volta region, where a prompt intervention from the police in Jasikan has saved 2 Togolese secret agents from being lynched by the youth of Amwako, a community in the district. The 2 were part of an 8-member team that have entered Ghana illegally to search for persons they claimed took part in anti-government demonstrations in that country.
The incident occurred on New Year's Day, Tuesday, January 1, 2019. According to TV3 sources, the Secret Service officers from Togo stormed Amwako, a community along the Ghana-Togo border in the Jasikan district, and arrested a resident whom they alleged led a recent anti-government demonstration in Togo. This outraged the youth of Amwako, who pursued them. They managed to capture 2 of the Togolese secret agents and rescue the person they had arrested. But for the timely intervention of the Jasikan police, the 2 Togolese secret agents would have been lynched by the mob. The rest of the Togolese secret agent, however, managed to escape into Togo. TV3 learnt that the 2 Togolese secret agents were later released by the police following an intervention from the army commander from Togo. It is unclear the circumstances under which the Togolese secret agent who entered the country illegally were released. The international protocol is clear on how cross-border crime fighting are conducted. The entry into Ghana by the Togolese secret agent, according to our source close to the Volta Regional Police Command, never followed any of the laid down protocols.
We have on the phone the Volta Regional Police Commander, DCOP Francis Doku, to help us understand this development. And good afternoon, sir, and thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
First of all, can you confirm the story about the arrest of the Togolese secret agents?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And let me say good afternoon to your cherished listeners.
Please go ahead. I was asking if you can confirm the arrest of the 2 Togolese Secret Service agents.
Yesterday, police in Jasikan had information that some 3 soldiers from the Togolese side had crossed to a village called Amwako to effect an arrest of somebody they suspect was a dissident. And that the locals were trying to lynch the soldiers because they didn't understand why they should infiltrate into the country and demand that they arrest somebody who they know to be a native. And so together with the Jasikan District Chief Executive, the police moved in to rescue the soldiers. In fact, but for the timely intervention of the police action, the soldiers will have been lynched. They were later on brought to the Jasikan police station, and after thorough investigation, it turned out that the man had never stepped foot on Togo. And so, just as the interrogations were going on, the sector commander for the Togolese military in that area came in, and we quickly had to release the soldiers to him. We escorted them to the border in order to ensure that they will not be subject to further attack by the locals. And so far, this is where we are.
Okay.
We are asking the Ghana Interpol to take the issue up with their Togolese counterparts, because we all know that Ghana is a sovereign state, and if there is a need for somebody who has committed an offense somewhere outside the country to be arrested, there's a procedure that they have to go through. And I want to believe that as we speak, the Ghana Interpol is in talks with their Togolese counterparts so that this thing does not recur.
Okay. This certainly is a worrying issue for them to enter the country illegally, as you did say. Why then were they released?
We need to release them on international protocol. And that is why I say the Interpol Ghana is liaising with Interpol Togo to ensure that in future such things do not occur.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I have been speaking with the Volta Regional Police Commander, DCOP Francis Doku. Let's now go over Skype and speak with Adam Buna. He is a security analyst. And good afternoon, and thanks for joining us, Adam.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your cherished viewers.
From where you are, how do you interpret these Togolese national security service agents entering the country illegally to effect some arrests?
Once again, good afternoon and Happy New Year to your cherished viewers. Well, I am sad listening to the police commander from the Volta region. My expectations were that the issue being discussed is in fact bigger than the a particular region. You are talking about a cross-country infiltration, and so my expectations were that the police commander, together with the regional head of the regional, security council within the region, the Volta region, would have probably held a meeting on this, continue to hold these people, transfer them to Accra, to ensure that these people didn't come into our territory to do more than they are suspected to have done. Even though they might have rescued these people away from those who pursued them and probably would have lynched them, which I'll pat them in the back. I'm thinking that this is an issue that is bigger than the Volta Regional Police Commander. It should have been brought to Accra.
He's saying the issue has been referred to Interpol. What constitutes cross-border crime, and how should this issue be handled?
I mean, this issue, first of all, the Togolese, if indeed they did cross. I don't want to believe that these are military officers who crossed into our border. I mean, they are supposed to know. Every secret agent or every military officer, police officer knows that when you cross into one country, the laws of that country will work. And so for me, I must be quick to say that this issue looks a bit murky, and therefore it calls into question our aspect of security and counterintelligence. How did they even enter into our territory? And so if the indigents of that area were not vigilant enough and pursued them and arrested them, they would have sneaked in, taken these people to Togo without our own border enforcement agencies, the immigration and the like, probably knowing. And I'm aware that in some of these border areas, we have some of these rogue secret agents coming in secretly. They sneak in to do an arrest and sneak out without us knowing. And so this is probably a bigger conversation we must have.
Oh, this shows how porous our borders are. Going forward, what should the security agencies be on the lookout for?
I mean, they should be on the lookout. Listen, we are supposed to have had a large deployment of surveillance systems put on some of these borders. As to whether they are active or they are not active is another question we might be asking. But then I want to say that this issue, if you look at the way it's been handled, it tells you that next time they will cross in and a military commander will call. I didn't even hear the defense minister from Togo calling, or the interior minister from Togo calling the counterpart interior minister. But then a commander, a common commander, calls the military, our police commander in the Volta region, and then he releases them. I mean, I'm not too happy with this development, and so the sovereignty of this country probably has been called into question. I must say the least. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. And Adam Buna is a security analyst. You're still watching Midday Live. Let's now go to the northern region, where information reaching us indicates one person has been killed in the Nanjuni community in the Tripoli district of that region as renewed clashes enter day 3. The district chief executive of Tripoli, Abdul Razak Tahidu, though confirmed the clash between community folk in Nanduni and Nabruk, could not confirm the level of destruction, as he revealed he is yet to visit the scene. However, our sources has identified the deceased as one Nana, a resident of Nanduni. Meanwhile, distress calls from community folks from Nanduni, Nabruk, Nabrumu and Achuma communities point to the fact that some attackers have set each house in Nabrumu community ablaze. The act, which commenced on the dawn of Tuesday, December 2, 2019, we understand is currently ongoing. And news just in indicates that the Deputy Northern Regional Minister Solomon Boa has insisted there is relative calm in Nanduni, Nabruk and Nabrumu communities in the Tripoli and Saboba districts of the northern region. He claims his claims come after a group from Chokosi arrived in the Northern Regional Coordinating Council to register their displeasure as what they describe as neglect by the Regional Security Council to the plight of people in the sieged communities.
As I talk to you now, the situation is very much under control, where we've deployed enough security personnel to the place. We are talking to the opinion leaders from both sides, and I'm sure that within the shortest possible time, we would have nipped this in the bud, because currently the situation is relatively very calm and people are going about doing their normal work very well.
Yeah, but we are told the burning is still ongoing in some communities.
As for those here, say you will always hear, but I'm just talking to you as somebody who is part of the Regional Security Council and somebody who is very much in touch with the district chief executive, very much in touch with the field officers, that's the security personnel over there. And I can tell you that the burning is not ongoing, it has stopped and everything is returning to normalcy.
Let's now go on the phone line and talk to Emmanuel Kutin. He is a security analyst and joins us from the northern region. And good afternoon and thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Kutin, I understand you are in the northern region. We've had conflicting issues. The minister saying there is calm, and then the clash is also ongoing. From where you are, what have you observed so far?
To be very honest, there are very conflicting information we are getting, and there are accusations and counter-accusations. But because of network challenges, we are not able to get real-time information as to what is happening on the ground now. But my information I got from one side is that the fighting is ongoing as we talk. But there have been police reinforcement and they are in the process of calming down the situation.
You did talk about police reinforcement, but we understand that the police has also been very tight-lipped in giving out information on the situation. Meanwhile, the attackers, we understand, are moving towards Tripoli Township after burning some villages. This certainly must be worrying. How do we address this conflict?
You see, in fact, information management is very key at this time. And like I mentioned, there's network challenges. So the police have not even been able to get to their people on the ground. So that is why they are economical with the information. Obviously, they can come out and say things that they don't know about. That might itself can cause or trigger other disturbances. But what I can say for a fact is that the Kokomba youth and the supposed bodies are mediated in the impasse on both sides of the divide. So what I will call for at the moment is calm on both sides. But moving forward, I would suggest that we must go beyond some of these conflicts and look at lasting solutions to them. One, you remember 6 months ago we had this kind of disturbances. I would have thought that peace building consultants would have been engaged to find out the conditions that gave rise to what happened 6 months ago. And of course, government could then put up a mediation team that can begin between these ethnic groups. Until that is done, they are always suspicious of one another. And if a case trigger what we are seeing now, you can imagine like in Santa.
All right, thank you very much for your time. And Emmanuel Kutin is a security analyst. Let's now go to the Volta region, where the paramount queens of Alavanyo and Nkonya are to initiate a joint peace roadmap this year. The initiative aims at mobilizing the youth from both traditional areas to engender lasting peace.
The nearly 100-year-old conflict between the people of Nkonya and Alavanyo traditional areas has claimed lives and maimed others. Efforts over the years to find a lasting solution to the conflict, which first began as a land dispute, were never yielding the desired results. Several bottlenecks accounted for the prolonged conflict, which has shifted to criminality. At least, there has been a year of relative peace in the area after the killings in 2017. But the paramount queen of Nkonya, Nana Otubia II, thinks it is only an opportunity for them as a people to take their destiny into their own hands.
We are designing the program. It's our own project we are going to embark on, and we can do it better ourselves.
Nana Otubia II is grateful for the role the Volta Regional Peace Council and other bodies whose efforts have so far helped maintain peace, but called for collaboration.
So the next time you hear about Nkonya and Alavanyo, it's not about conflict, it's about development. It's about maybe building a bank of Alavanyo, Nkonya joining together, building a hospital, Nkonya and Alavanyo together, at the border that there is conflict, so that when some people want to cause mayhem or confusion, the youth will rise up against the people and say, no, we have come this far and we are not going to allow you to bring us back again.
Nana Otubia II called on citizens of the two traditional areas, home and abroad, to put the past behind them and come on board the peace process.
Away from the Volta region, the president of the Trinity Theological Seminary, Legon, says some prophets are being irresponsible with the rampant rate of prophecies against high individuals in society. Speaking on 3FM's morning show, Sunrise, Reverend Professor Asamoah Gyedu noted he's saddened by the turn of events.
On 31st night before the stroke of midnight, the leader of Glorious Word Ministry International, Reverend Owusu Bempa, prophesied that the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, would die, and so were the former President, John Agyekum Kufuor and John Dramani Mahama. Many other pastors also prophesied against certain individuals.
I see an ex-president. He's huge and tall with big eyeballs. But I saw that it was an Islamic funeral.
The president of the Trinity Theological Seminary, Reverend Professor Asamoah Gyedu, said the prophets are being irresponsible.
To take the microphone in church and speak such things about somebody who is not present in the church, who is a national figure, what you are doing is actually instilling fear in them, in their families, and virtually saying things that depresses them. And God does not want his children to be depressed. God wants his children to be happy.
Okay.
So I am saddened. And that's what I can say.
And you think this is irresponsibility?
I think it is being irresponsible. Irresponsible, even if it is prophetic. It's an irresponsible use of the gift of prophecy.
He further observed the actions of the so-called men of God are making Christianity a nuisance.
We are making religion or Christianity a nuisance. It is not supposed to be. It's become almost like the way in which people draw attention to themselves. And some of the pastors are already popular. I don't think they need to do these things to be able to get the public to believe in what they do. And there is a reason why a gift called discernment is part of the gift of the Spirit.
Let's go to the camp of the NDC, and the party is inaugurating a committee to supervise its presidential primaries this month. The election to select a presidential aspirant to represent the party at the 2020 elections comes up on January 26. Let's now go live to the NDC headquarters, where my colleague Selom Amenya is standing by. And good afternoon, Selom, and thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Portia.
Who are on the committee, and what exactly will be their mandate?
Well, what the National Democratic Congress, which happens to be the largest opposition party, has done is to inaugurate 3 committees to oversee the successful conduct of the upcoming presidential primaries. And these committees are the vetting committee, the appeals committee, and also the electoral committee. We have actually a 7-member vetting committee, which is chaired by Ni Okaija Adamafio. He is the chairman, and he's being supported by the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. We also have James Abeji, Professor Stephen Kendi of UCC, and also Professor Kwekudan Subuafo, Eska Amenyedoho, who is the former ambassador to China. They are all part of that particular committee. We also have the appeals committee, which is being chaired by the former Speaker of Parliament, Edward Duajaho. Cletus Avoka is his deputy. We have Daniel Agbudafi as part of that committee, Boating Jan, and also Alex Odote. The electoral committee is actually a 17-member committee. It has 7 members from the national level, and we have the regional election officers who are part of this committee. It is chaired by Kofi Ato. We have Bedzidin in there, who is the deputy chair. Koko Anido is also part. Munta Kamobarak, Ibrahim Al-Maliba is part. Catherine Denu, and also Al-Haji Haruna Rashid. They are all part of these committees. And the vetting committee is supposed to determine the eligibility of the candidate or the aspirants who are standing for the presidential primaries. And it is going to do that using the 1992 Constitution, the party's constitution, and also the regulations that were agreed upon at the recent Congress. And any aspirant who has grievances will now have to revert to the appeals committee to ensure that those grievances are actually addressed. The electoral committee is supposed to organize, plan, and conduct all these elections. And when they were being inaugurated, the Deputy General Secretary of the party, Peter Boamo Otokuno, charged them to ensure a successful, free and fair elections.
Salam, can you confirm January 26 as the date set for the primaries?
Yes, January 26 is still the tentative date. This is because when you look at the injunction that was placed, it was placed for 10 days, after which the defendants were supposed to be served a notice as to why it should not be extended. And what they told us, the party is saying that it referred the suit or the injunction to its lawyers, and the lawyers advised that they should wait for the 10 days to elapse. So now that the 10 days has elapsed, they are still keeping to the January 26th date until the case is heard on the 14th of January.
Thank you very much, Selom Amenya, for your time. You're still watching Midday Live from the News Hub, and coming up is the MTN video report. And today, Daniel Mpanga reports from Wa in the Upper West region on a collapsed bridge.
This is Daniel Mpanga speaking from Upper West region, Wa. This bridge you are seeing here is leading from PC to Vieri in the Upper West region. And in fact, the bridge has collapsed, making it very, very difficult for people to cross the bridge, even during the dry season. You can see that the car is finding it difficult to cross here. We are pleading on philanthropists and also the government to come to the aid of this community to help them repair the breach.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for that report. You can also send your video report via WhatsApp 055-1433-044. You're still watching Midday Live from the News Hub. We have more news coming up shortly. Do stay with us. Coming up in business this afternoon, an economist, Dr. Lord Mensah, says if the banks are unable to raise the 400 million cedi recapitalization, then it means there is no money in the system. The deadline for government directive ended on December 31, with government attempting to bail out some 6 banks with funds. On 3FM's morning show Sunrise, the economist wondered why the Bank of Ghana did not use the same approach when the 7 other banks were insolvent.
I asked myself that if this approach was there, why didn't we use the same approach? And even for now, it clearly tells you that, we are not going to commit the taxpayers' money unnecessarily. Therefore, using that special vehicle bond means that the banks themselves, know that this money coming to us might not necessarily coming from, the regulator, but then it's coming from a market for which we might have obligation to the market. That in itself brings about responsibility. So going into 2019, having met the requirement by the BOG, we're going to see banks, trying to restructure. So at the end of the day, you're not going to see loans being given out as expected.
And that's going to affect the economy.
Of course, we should expect that.
So the December 31 deadline has elapsed. Let's now look at the status of banks now. And about 16 banks have successfully met the minimum capital requirement, and they include Access Bank Ghana Limited, Cal Bank Ghana Limited, Barclays Bank, EcoBank, Consolidated Bank, FBN Bank, Fidelity Bank, GCB Bank, First National Bank Ghana Limited, Republic Bank Ghana Limited, Societe Generale Ghana Limited, the Guarantee Trust Bank Ghana Limited, Stanbic Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Zenith Bank Ghana Limited, as well as the United Bank for Africa Ghana Limited. Meanwhile, there are some banks that are not recapitalized but are being supported. Earlier, government did announce a bailout package for these banks, and these banks, there are 6. The ADB Bank, National Investment Bank, Prudential Bank, Universal Merchant Bank Limited, Heritage Bank Limited, as well as the Omni Bank Limited. And these are the ongoing takeovers. They are Energy Commercial Bank Ghana Limited and the First Atlantic Bank Limited, Omni Bank and Sahel Sahara Bank. And then the Bank of Baroda came out with its voluntary liquidation. Well, customers have been absorbed seamlessly by Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited. And that's it for business news. Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And 2 waste compactors at the Kaneshie market are not being utilized while traders struggle to find a convenient place to dump refuse. Well, TV3 has gathered a tussle between the Sanitation Ministry and the waste provider over the agreement of the machines have become a subject.
Clearing huge volumes of solid waste generated at the Kaneshie market remains a challenge. Managers of the facility struggled to find an appropriate means to dump refuse till the 2 compactors were brought in to address the problem. However, the machines remain idle. The compaction nature of this device enables you to drop in more waste so that they can be compressed and easily carted away. But for several months, these devices have been left here unattended to. The manager of the Kaneshie Market complex confirmed the tussle between the provider and the Sanitation Ministry.
The working around it, I believe, is not yet fully completed. MOUs have been signed, and just before the change of officers in terms of the former minister, Dr. Kofi Ada, and then the new minister, Madam Cecilia Dapa, I believe there is something that needs to be ironed out between the outgoing incoming minister with the relevant company.
The news team gathered that the former sanitation minister, Joseph Kofi Ada, signed an agreement with the company to bring in the machines, but the new minister, Cecilia Abenadapa, wants the agreement reviewed. Attempt to get answers from the sanitation ministry was unsuccessful, as a deputy minister said he would need time to seek clarification on the matter. The waste management company Tidy Up Ghana Limited is yet to respond to the issue. Occupants of the market and drivers are not happy with the development.
It's been there for long, like almost 4 or 5 Mondays that the containers is there.
Wow, do you know what it does?
I don't know the use of it.
The machine has been here for long. It was taken away and later brought back. We have complained about the piled up refuse here.
The refuse is sited right at the entrance of the market, and we are not the only people using it. Residents in the adjoining communities also dump refuse here.
This particular machine has been here for long, but I don't know what it does.
TV3 would be following up on the development to update viewers.
And 2018 was quite an eventful year in the entertainment industry. Let's see all the major happenings in 2018.
The showbiz world had its fair share of good and bad news in 2018. The scandals, controversies, discoveries, the hit songs, major awards, and of course, the disappointment of missing out on awards made the headlines. In January, dancehall star Shatta Wale inked a 3-year deal with record label Xylophone Media. The hitmaker is reported to have been paid an amount $1.5 million for the deal.
I mean, his credibility when it comes to his professional endeavor is no in question.
When I woke up today, I thought it was Christmas though, because, you know, it has always been my dream for 10 years now to get under a record label.
Unenthused aunts of Stonebwoy questioned the motive behind the signing.
One day you will know. These are the words of my mouth.
Call it the Black Thursday. On February 8th, Ghanaians woke up to news of the demise of dancehall songstress Ebony Rains. A fatal accident on the Sunyain-Kumasi Road claimed the life of the hitmaker, born Priscilla Puku-Kwarteng, and 2 others, including her friend Frankie Curie. Ebony, aged 20, was widely known for hits like Poison, Coupe, Sponsor, Date Your Father, and Hustle.
And the winner is Shatta Movement.
March. Shatta Wale scooped 3 awards at the Maiden 3 Music Awards, including the Song and Male Act of the Year. Stonebwoy also walked home with Instagram Star of the Year, Best Twister of the Year, and most importantly, the Reggae Dancehall Song of the Year. One Corner won the Viral Song of the Year. In April 2018, Ebony made history, winning the VGMA's topmost award.
And the Artist of the Year is Posthumous Award to Ebony.
This is an award for Ebony Rains. It's not a sympathy award. She deserves it.
She became the first female musician to grab the Artist of the Year since the inception of the awards in 2000, when the show was officially introduced at the VGMAs. Still on VGMA, Patapaa was trolled for wearing an oversized suit to the VGMA. Fancy Gadam's Total Cheat won the popular song of the year ahead of Patapaa's song One Corner. That came as a shocker to many.
Most of the people they are certain say Patapaa is what they what the man award na ma have kwano fancy na phone feeling.
Weeks after VGMA, Ebony's manager and father, Nana Opoku-Kwarteng, were involved in a prolonged media tussle amidst accusations and counter-accusations.
So I could see Edem, the artist, took 3,000. Keche took 3,000. Raskuku
2,500.
That was the infamous list that revealed that over 18,000 Ghana cedis of monies accrued from the singer's tribute concert was paid to artists. Bullets vehemently denied the allegations, and one after the other, artists mentioned set the record straight. The question still remains, who pocketed the money, including Solly for Media Men?
I'm loyal and the wife knows about me.
Still in 2018, socialite Moisha Budong caused an outrage after she revealed on CNN that the Ghanaian economy is structured in a way which leaves young ladies no option than to trade sex for money. She disclosed that her motivation for dating a married man, just like other women in Ghana, is due to the harsh economy. She stirred controversy with her interview with the CNN. Her statement didn't go down well with some Ghanaians, attracting harsh criticisms, but Moisha later apologized.
Yeah. I love that. Shout out to man Gringo.
The calendar year was a good season for musicians. Some amazing hit songs were churned out. A major talking point, CCTV by King Promise featuring Sarkodie, Wish Me Well by Kwame Eugene, Akwaba by Mr. Easy, Papi Kojo and Patapa, Uber Driver by Wendy Shea, Do the Dance by Eddie K, and of course the list cannot be complete without the song you're about to hear. Aside the demise of Ebony, many other acclaimed entertainers died in 2018. Legendary high-life Charles Kofi Amankwa-Man, stage name CK Man, Asumdwehene composer Jewel Kofi Aka, iconic comedian Super Odi, and the 90s hot cake actor Mark Jordan Amate passed away. May their souls rest in perfect peace. The year saw quite a number of high-profile marriages. Multiple award-winning musician Sarkodie married his girlfriend for 10 years, and baby mama Tracy. Celebrated Ghanaian actor John Dumelu got married to Gifty Mawonya Nkonu. The wedding was graced by VIPs including former President John Mahama.
On this beat it go cause you some damages. Last year I went through some challenges, industry, whole lot of hate, Charlie, can we just love one another?
Sawale and Sarkodie's beef was a major talking point in 2018. After being subjected to social media attacks by Shatawale, Sarkodie replied with a punchline-filled song titled Advice. In December, 19-year-old native of Jumapo in the Eastern Region, Buna, was crowned winner of Ghana's Most Beautiful second-year student of the University of Ghana, walked home with a plush SUV, a crown, a 10,000 cedis cash prize, and other mouth-watering packages. Some of Ghana's biggest music names climaxed what has been a successful year with album release concerts. Lynx Entertainment signed singer Kwame Eugene's Rockstar album launch, and concerts took place at the Babayara Stadium in Kumasi. Shatawale launched his Rain album at the Fantasy Dome. And of course, Ashaiman came alive as Tomboy headlined the Ashaiman to the World concert. Wendy Shea had her Shea concert at the Labadi Beach on December 23. Stoneboy was back to fill the Fantasy Dome with his Beam concert. Same night, Shatawale was at Manchagbona to say thank you to his fans for their unwavering loyalty. 2018 was, by all standards, a great year for showbiz, and it is expected that 2019
Well, we'll see what 2019 will hold for the industry. And that's it for Midday Live. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Portia Gabo. Good afternoon.